Somebody's recording?
I'm watching for numbers. Is
Yeah.
it? It's blinking, so it's recording.
Yes, yep.
Right. For 12 seconds. Don't worry, Ann edits this part
I
out.
figured as much.
Okay, here we go. Well, happy December, everyone. This is the first Monday video, which you've been used to now for the last 18 months or so. Based upon your feedback last month and your positive response to having Ann Murphy join me, I have another guest here today. Many of you know Lena Atuk. She's the social demographer for the Extension Service. That's really quite a unique position as many Extension services go, with also many positive contributions. At the moment, Lena is leading a team who will revise and integrate the strategic plans of the Extension Service and the Division of Outreach and Engagement. And I've asked her today to speak a little bit about where that's going, how you can get engaged over time, and also take a little time to explain a set of regional profiles that you might find of value that lives on our web pages. Lena, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. And hello to everyone. So the strategic planning effort is underway. We are full throttle revising the 2009 Division Strategic Plan, bearing in mind the OSU SP 3.0 or Strategic Plan 3.0, as well as other strategic plans throughout the division. On December 8th, so next Tuesday, we're actually going to be giving a much bigger update about where this process is at the Extension Conference. So we'll have about a 20-minute session between 8:30 and 10:30 on December 8th. So please join us then for more details about the strategic planning effort and ways that you can get involved. So Scott, you wanted to talk about a little bit more about the regional profiles. So,
Yeah, I think they're terrific. So how can people take a look at them?
Yeah, so they are available on the Extension Service website under Employee Resources, under Needs Assessment, and there are a series of regional profiles that I created actually inspired by a visit by Sabah Randahawa to all the regions across the state, I believe in the summer. And so I created some regional profiles for the RAs to use to sort of help with that planning. And they actually took on a life of their own. Folks thought they were useful. So those regional profiles just have social, demographic, economic, and some ag and environmental information in them. But really, besides using these regional profiles to just dazzle people at parties you are at or at dinner with your family or friends. Other than that, you can use these profiles to really get a better sense of what's going on in your region. So you can use them to understand or anticipate changes in the region. Also use them to really stay up to date and have really solid information about the circumstances facing folks in your area. This is going to help you plan out programming. It'll help you target your marketing, and it'll help you meet people where they are, which is what we're all about here in Outreach and Engagement. So for instance, I was looking at a profile yesterday for Eastern Oregon, and I found that unemployment during the Great Recession was high, was really high, much higher than the state, and that it stayed that way for a little while. And so with that information, I might consider ways that my programming could appeal to and help out those folks who are under or unemployed in the region. And that might lead me to change the way I market my programming. So for instance, I might say, oh yeah, my programming actually is beneficial to this audience. I need to make sure that I'm marketing it to that group and really engaging them. But it might also make me think about maybe my programming may need to be tweaked a little bit in order to better serve folks that are under and unemployed. And then at the very least, it might tip me off, that information would tip me off to make sure that I'm very carefully communicating how Extension is relevant to the issue of unemployment in the region, particularly when I talk to commissioners or other folks in power, because I know that that's going to be an issue in the region. So staying relevant basically is one way. But also the profile data can point out community assets, so ways that the region is outshining the state in ways that may be actually positive and supportive of other positive growth in the community later on. And so using those assets or that information, I might then also leverage that for my programming, or I could share that with partners in my community and share with them the good things that are going on in the community that they can leverage so that we can inspire more positive growth. So the most important thing, I think, to do with the data is to think about the data and look at the data and see how it might be reflected in our extension programming or outreach and engagement work. So is our programming being responsive to the social, demographic, and economic issues in the region? And that really will help you focus your work and continue getting support for your work.
You know, I'm reminded of an Oregonian article a few years ago that talked about the 11 Oregons. And these demographic profiles that I've looked at really reinforce that our state is not uniform as you look
Right.
across different borders. So
Right, exactly.
thank you very
Great.
much for
Yeah,
joining me.
thank you.
That's a terrific resource, and I'd sure encourage people to take a look at it. You know, so as we begin to wrap this up, you likely know that we have now interviewed 4 out of 5 candidates for the Associate Provost, Associate Director position Deb Matty is vacating. The 5th one will be in later this month being December. And I really need your input, so I hope that you have engaged and take the time to provide your reaction and suggestions to the search committee that'll find its way to me. That's one of the more important of the many positions that we have underway this month. Finally, a little tidbit of what happened in the last month. For the first time, I had an audience with the Higher Education Coordinating Commission. That's the relatively new body that recommends our budget to the governor's office. And believe it or not, even though it feels like we just adjourned a legislature, we're getting ready for the next one. And in my first interaction with the Finance Committee of the HEC, as it's known, Higher Education Coordinating Committee, they took some particular interest, and we will be following up with them on the real meaningful progress we're making with Oregon State University's Open Campus, especially the Juntos program. They were bowled away by the fact that the Hispanic youth that have participated there, and there have been several hundred now, have a 100% high school graduation rate, a 100% college going rate, and that is frankly unheard of, especially in that population. They're also impressed by our work with nearly 700,000 Oregonians that have some college credit and no degree, and recognizing all the benefits that an individual gets from earning that credential. They believe and will be supporting our work, especially through Extended Campus, to provide, you know, both online and face-to-face education for those Oregonians to wrap up that credential. So that's it for this month. I want to wish everyone real happy holidays. This is a special month for many people, and I hope you take some time to enjoy that. I will look forward to seeing many of you at next week's annual Extension Conference. For those that I don't see there, you'll hear from us again in 2016. Thanks again, Lena.
Yeah, thank you.